Hello everybody, I'm Tychocelchuuu, and today we have a Men of War Assault Squad match sent in by a fan whose name I can't remember, but I believe it's the person who sent in the last one that I casted by a fan, and clearly we have a Frontlines match here on a nice snowy map, and we have the Germans versus whoever is going to be against the Germans. It looks like he's purchased paratroopers right at the beginning, 2 squads of paratroopers it looks like, and then a half-track, and then one of those little artillery, I think it's a Vespa, W-E-S-P-E, but you pronounce the W as a V in German, and I think you say the E at the end. Anyways, he's spreading out all his people, and that's good. And it looks like he has 2 pieces of artillery, actually. I was looking on the left, the list of units, but he's also got that Flak 88 sort of on the left side of the screen that you can see. And who's in the half-track? Panzer Grenadiers. So he bought a Panzer Grenadier half-track with some of his points too. So he's not fooling around, and it looks like his name is Mega Misfit. So that's that. And we still have another minute in the preparation time going. I'm not sure if he's running over those trees on purpose or if he just he's drunk or something. Maybe we will never know. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. I tried to record some Assault Squad matches for you guys, or more accurately, I tried to record some German Soldiers mod matches. German Soldiers mod is a pretty cool mod for Assault Squad. Rebalances things, adds a ton of new units, and adds some new sides. It adds the Romanians, and it adds the French, and it adds another side, which I can't remember. Maybe it adds Spain too. Yeah, I think it adds Spain. And maybe it adds another side. It adds a lot of shit to this game, I tell you what. And Romania is pretty cool. It crashes a lot, and people love to because it's a small community that plays Men of War, and it's an even smaller community that plays German Soldiers mod because it's a mod. So there's a Steam group to let everyone know when there's a game going. If I remember, I'll link the Steam group in the video description. But the problem is, the Steam group says alright, we're getting a game together, and everyone's like, sweet, let's play German Soldiers mod. And so everybody shows up, and it's like, let's host a 5v5, we got 10 people. And inevitably somebody crashes, right? Even in normal Men of War, there's sometimes somebody lags out halfway through the game or something, and it crashes, and it's like, this sucks. And German Soldiers mod is just slightly more crashy than normal Men of War, so it's I have a half-recorded game where I crashed halfway through. I might post it, might not, but yeah, so we have paratroopers, the ones on the left, rushing forward very quickly to get behind that cover, but there's not much cover for these guys, so they're just going prone and going forward, surprisingly not taking very many losses. I saw him kill a conscript in the upper left, the kill message, so we have a M7 priest killing his own people. Wow. So he's clearly fighting the United States if he's got M7 priest bombarding, right? The UK doesn't get those, do they? But I'm surprised the opponent doesn't have more defenses. This M7 priest is doing crazy damage with his bombardments, and he does have a heavy machine gun set up somewhere, but mostly he just got conscripts, and conscripts don't stand up to much at all. They especially don't stand up to Fallschirmjägers, who are just mowing them down. And so Mega Man is having not very much trouble at all advancing into these front lines, and that's going to be probably bad for the enemy, because once he gets into these trenches, it's going to be much easier for him to have a safe place to stand, because he doesn't need to worry about advancing through that sort of wide open snow. Oh, it looks like his half-track just got owned by an AT gun. That's the sort of thing you can expect to happen with a half-track on front lines. Unless you want to hold it in reserve for the entire match, you're probably just going to drive it forward, let it get blown up by an AT gun, use it as fire support for as much as you possibly can. And maybe, maybe it'll distract the AT gun from shooting at more important things. But he's just mowing down these conscripts. Don't buy conscripts. If you need warm bodies on the point to capture the point in a VP match or something, buy conscripts because they're so cheap. If you need someone to sweep a minefield and you can't get a minesweeper there because it's going to take too long, you can get conscripts. Conscripts are not useful for a lot of other stuff. And he's just don't buy them when you have 5 minutes to set up your defenses. You don't need to kill any minefields when you're the defenders on front line. You're going to be the one setting up the minefield. So you don't need conscripts for that. You don't need conscripts to cap the victory points. in front lines because if you're defending, because obviously you own all the victory points, so don't buy conscripts on defense. They're just gonna get like themselves killed. Like you want to be holding up the opponent for as long as possible in front lines, and a good way to hold up the opponent for as long as possible in front lines is to have infantry that they just have to root out individually. If you got a bunch of infantry in a trench, they're gonna have to throw like individual grenades at each of these infantry or make an assault and on the side of the trench or something. Nice mortar hit, or a nice artillery hit from that Vespa. Fantastic job that taking out that AT gun. But like, so if you have infantry in like a trench or something, they're going to be a roadblock, but they're not going to be a roadblock if they're conscripts, because like one lucky rifle shot will like take out a conscript in a trench. If you have like a normal soldier in a trench, or especially like a paratrooper or something in a trench, it's going to take forever for the opponent to shoot them to death. They're just going to get down to like a quarter health, then they're going to use bandages on themselves and they'll be fine in that trench. But a conscript in a trench, a lucky shot will kill them, and they're not going to be a roadblock for very long if the lucky shots are killing them. So I highly recommend buying anything other than conscripts if you're defending on front lines. Maybe buy an M7 priest, because holy shit, it's killing so much stuff. Another batch of Panzer Grenadiers purchased. I guess to get to the front lines ASAP, got some blitzkrieg warfare going on. It's of course risky to drive a whole half-track full of people straight up, but he did take out the AT gun. There's another either vehicle or AT gun. You could sort of see the triangle on the map if you're looking close enough. Probably it's a that's the M7 priest back there. But oh, there's the mines. Finally hitting some mines. My nose feels funny. Yep, there's the priest. So yes, that's my don't use conscripts speech. We've been playing for I don't know 3 minutes, and already he's taken the first 2 points, and he's almost on to the second VP, or to the first big VP, and yes, good job, Mega Man. Oh wow, what happened to that half-track? Did it blow up? Did something shoot it? Oh, some sort of AT gun must be nailing it. But it's not dead yet. The thing about half-tracks is that they're mostly empty space, so you nail them with AT guns half the time, you're just gonna kill the people inside, but not hit anything important. So you want to be aiming for the engines if you're trying to stop a half-track, which you often are trying to stop the half-track. Most people use half-tracks either as fire support or as sort of a quick marauding thing, and if it's marauding very quickly, you want to shut that engine down. We've got a heavy machine gun set up. Oh wow, he recrewed the enemy heavy machine gun. That's not good for the enemy. In front lines, if you ever have to abandon your defenses, God forbid you have to abandon your defenses, but if that ever does happen, try and take them out. Throw an AT grenade or stick a dynamite or something on the heavy machine gun, just so your opponent doesn't capture it. I don't think you can even buy a heavy machine gun on the offensive in front lines, because you have a limited unit list that you can purchase from, and so don't let the attackers get a heavy machine gun, because that's the only place they can get a heavy machine gun. That's good. So already, wow, we're like halfway there for this first set of capture points in this map. So good job by whatever this dude's name is, Mega Man, pushing forward. And I gotta blame, he just nailed that water tower with this little towing thing. Gotta put a lot of the blame on ineffectual minefields. We've seen the opponent put up mines, but it doesn't seem like he's lost a lot of people to mines so far. So, excuse me. Anti-personnel mines are really deadly to infantry. They'll kill any infantry in one hit, and that includes badasses like paratroopers. So, a good setup of mines would have really hurt these paratroopers coming in. Really, this guy just doesn't seem to have put a lot on defenses. He had the one AT gun, the one heavy machine gun, and then a bunch of conscripts, some mines, and the artillery. It just seems like not a whole lot. Looks like that must have hit an anti-personnel mine. That's just, I don't know. It seems like he should have had more on defense, that he should have had more points or something. I mean, the M7 artillery thing is very, oof, nice shot on that truck. Direct control is dangerous because he could be shooting the truck that he's got right next to his gun, but I guess he knows what he's doing. Another Vespa, really. Like the M7 seemed effective for a while, but I guess it just cost a lot of points, or he wasn't spending all his points, the opponent. Tough to know. but not the most spirited defense I've ever seen in Men of War. You want people behind sandbags that you set up on your own with machine guns and rifles for the long-range fighting. You want people in reserve with submachine guns to run in when your opponent tries to take the trench and just do close-in fighting. And, you know, you want some AT guns, but this guy had an AT gun. And you want mines, of course, so I'm not sure how effectively he used mines. Maybe he just got unlucky with his placement, but obviously put mines where they should be going. And I'm sure I've talked about mine placement in some of my earlier videos, and maybe we'll get a chance when we get to the defense. He ran into another mine. When we get to the defense part of this video, maybe we'll get a chance to talk about mine placement. Big artillery match has been going on this whole fight. So let's attribute some of the losingness of the enemy to just bad defensive ideas in general, and then some of it to the choice to use entirely elite infantry. This is a Panzer Grenadier squad. This is the second Panzer Grenadier squad that the attacker has bought, and that's in addition to the 2 paratrooper squads he started out with, and I think that's been it for infantry. And you just see how cost effective they are compared to, oh, poor M8, or poor guy gets killed by that M8. You just see how effective they are compared to the conscripts that the opponent bought. Who knows how this fight would be going had the opponent purchased rangers to be on the defense, or if the attacker had just purchased riflemen and submachine guns and assault squads and stuff on the offense. Either one of those, yeah, don't drive your M8 forward into the enemy Flak 88, man. That's just asking for it. Either one of those, a downgrade on infantry by this guy or an upgrade on infantry by the other guy. Wow, I'm yawning a lot. I must be tired. Any upgrade or downgrade in either direction by the infantry would probably have affected this match quite a bit. I mean, only 4 infantry squads, not a whole lot in terms of seizing the entirety of the first half of the front line. That's pretty good. And normally, most of your squads are just going to evaporate in minefields. So, again, we have to blame the minefield placement of his opponent, but we also have to blame, or we also have to congratulate the toughness of the paratroopers and the Panzer Grenadiers. You get what you pay for so much in Men of War, which is why maybe you purchase a heavy Tiger and drive forward. So I guess he's feeling stalled right now. There's pretty much open space between here and the next point he's got to capture. There's a few sort of trenches on the right. Oh man, I'm yawning again. I should have slept 14 hours before I did this. It's not even late. It's 6 p.m. where I am, 1800. I shouldn't be tired. Although I did just finish a shit ton of work, so that's why I'm recording Men of War. So there's some of these houses on the left, which the Tiger may be about to collapse if he's not careful. Wow. There's still mines here, dude. That is the least lucky thing. It's been running. At least you're sweeping the mines with the treads of that little utility vehicle rather than like the bodies of your soldiers. So there's some, you see these 2 houses here in this barn. That's a bit of cover for him to advance on the point. And then on the right there's sort of little sandbags built up, but this is, despite sort of looking built up, oh, there goes half the barn. Despite looking sort of built up, you can see there's this wide open space of snow that he has to dash to before he gets to the trench. And so this is why he's buying the Tiger. He's just not seeing very many options for assaulting this point. And he's like, if I can just buy a Tiger and the Tiger's just going to come in and shoot everything, that should work. And we still have conscripts in these trenches. I have to say I'm not a... Wow, look at that. That Tiger just killed a Sherman 76. So good job. Good job. He should be moving that heavy machine gun if he remembers. That thing behind the sandbags right there to the left of the half-track. Hey look, he bought a mine disposal dude. So he's sweeping. Hey, there's some stuff. There's some stuff. Placed directly on the main road right in, which not an awful idea. More often than not, your opponent is going to use that main road. But, you know, think about being a little more creative with your mine placement. Think about mining the side areas, stuff like that. Then they never know what's safe. Maybe scatter some mines around, because chances are you hit something. Boom! Blows up a 40mm Bofors. Bofors are fantastic guns until the tanks come out, and then all they can really do is detract them, and so a Tiger has no issues dealing with that. So while the Tiger is lording it over these conscripts in the trenches, he starts to move his people forward. Not quite doing it. He is hitting some mines, but slowly but surely. Oh no, I'm yawning again. This is the worst video ever because I'm gonna make everyone super duper bored with my yawning. I apologize in advance, but oh, I know how to make you less bored. Oh shit, I hope I upload this soon. My upload, anyways, assuming I don't upload this like 20 years in the future when it's no longer relevant, here's how I can make you less bored. Company of Heroes 2 Alpha Test. I am in it. I cannot talk about it because there's a non-disclosure agreement, and so I can't make videos about it. But, well, I can talk about stuff that has nothing to do with the alpha. Relic's been talking about these things, I can't, they're called assignments or something, and if it's like, kill 20 AT guns over the course of your Company of Heroes career, and then you get like a 10% bonus damage to AT guns and stuff, and that sounds like bullshit to me, because that's going to break multiplayer. But we'll see when Company of Heroes 2 comes out. So I wanted to wake everybody up with news about Company of Heroes 2, but really I can't say anything in the alpha. Unless, man, see, here's what mines are good for. You see, now his paratroopers are much, much less useful when he's crawling towards the point and they just explode. Boom, boom, they explode. You can guess where the mines are. See, it's going to be a little grid like this. It's a 2x2 row, because that's how the mines are spread out. Oh no, he loses his Flak 37, aka his Flak 88. The Flak 37 was a Flak 88. The 88 refers to the diameter of the gun, and the 37 refers to the year the thing was made, probably, is what I'm guessing. So he immediately buys another. Ho! So, hey, look, he's finally moving his heavy machine gun. So, yeah, it's kind of stuck, though. If you go into, if your heavy machine gun or your other sort of crew-served weapons ever get stuck like that, go into direct control and just move them around yourself. I did that with a mortar in one of my last videos, the I Am Glad for Stalingrad video, so you can watch me do that. So you see how much less useful his elite infantry are when they're hitting these anti-personnel mines. It just evaporates them in one shot, and so it doesn't matter whether you're a paratrooper or a conscript or what. Oh, look at it! Wow, that was some serious rotating on the part of that Flak 88, and kind of dubious decision placing it right back where the original one got blown up. But anyways, you see how important it is to have boom, 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 whole squad of paratroopers completely annihilated except those 4 on the left. Look at that, look at that, that's so cost effective. That's better than buying conscripts. That's better than placing mines in a bad position. Put those mines in a good position. Man, he's losing. Veteran Tiger just killed 3 conscripts. This Alphabis guy is just buying conscripts and conscripts and conscripts. How many times am I going to say the word conscript? What does conscript even mean? Con means the opposite of pro, so it means against, and then script means like a little piece of paper. Yeah, I don't know what conscript means. Let's look up, I mean, I know what conscript means. I don't know why it's called conscript. I have the internet. Let's look up conscript. Is anything cool happening in the video while I'm alt-tabbed? Yes, a Flak 37 killed a rifleman and a conscript. Stop buying those. Conscript, American English from conscript, noun. Okay. From the French, conscript. Okay, it's from Latin conscriptus, the past participle of conscribere, to draw up, list, literally to write together. And that led to conscription, which is a word from the militia drafts of 1812, popularized during the Civil War. So that's etymology for you. Etymology's fucking awesome. And it looks like he's finally past the minefields. He bought this little minesweepy thingy. Hasn't been killed yet by an AT gun. What's he losing? What's shooting those things? An M119 Springfield rifle is killing those people. I guess maybe some lucky shots from conscripts? Conscripts. Because they come with Springfield rifles, I believe. Interesting. But yeah, that appears to have just been a momentary setback. He's brutalizing these conscripts. He's just throwing grenades onto their dead bodies at that point, and that's hilarious. And so unfortunately his minesweeper got a bit ahead of itself, parked right next to a rock for 20 minutes, and of course, you ever park a vehicle in enemy territory, you're just asking to get AT grenaded right in the face. And what do we got? Another thing, a pair Panzer Grenadiers? Is that what the half-track followed? Looks like he bought a Panzer II at some point. That's what happens when I don't pay attention. Why am I yawning? Stop yawning. Me. Maybe it's contagious though. Sometimes it's not. I like it when other people make me yawn, because then it's like, it puts me in a more peaceful mood. And then I can get to sleep easier when I feel like I want to get to sleep. Man, those vehicles are really just motoring along. They're like, vroom. So he's probably, I'm guessing he's buying these Panzer Grenadiers because he wants elite infantry, not because he he wants to get them into the fight so fast with the half track, because it's I mean, you do save time with a half track ferrying people back and forth, but if he really cared about that, he could just, instead of using his half tracks to attack, he could use them actually to ferry people back and forth, load it up with a squad, drive it to the front lines, get everybody out, then drive it back to the back lines. So I'm guessing he's mostly doing this for the Panzer Grenadiers, because since he also bought the paratrooper squads in the beginning, this guy likes elite infantry. He knows what he likes, and he likes what he knows. And what is that tiger doing? The crew was injured, so I thought it would stop moving, but no, it just kept turning until it's back. Oh my god, that was a bazooka! Oh no! Oh no! Is the tiger gonna die? There's two people left at the tank! It's gonna take forever to turn, the track is damaged. Is he gonna save it? He doesn't kill that guy, but he's just shooting the HE shell right near him. Looks like that bazooka guy. Another conscript dead, by the way, the Panzer II. And also the Panzer II's dead. I'm not sure why he's microing the 88 right now. I thought his tiger was in serious danger, but I guess the bazooka... No, the bazooka guy's still... Oh, it's a commando. What the fuck? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He did the little throwing animation, but I guess he didn't make it there. He didn't make it in time. He didn't throw his AT grenade in time. So that was almost really bad for the tiger. Suddenly things look a bit worse. Oh! He threw... What just exploded on the tiger? Maybe that was artillery. I don't know. Things are looking a bit worse for our hero. But he's advanced quite far into enemy territory. He has more... Really? He has 2,700 points in the upper right and the other guy's 800? That's ridiculous, because you earn points on defense. B team on defense should have way more points from killing way more people and from holding the points on defense. Oh, I guess he did capture the front point. That must have given him 2,000. Okay, no, that makes more sense. I was just bamboozled because I wasn't paying attention. But now we have 2 minutes left in this attack, so at this point this guy's not going to take the final point, which is unfortunate. That would put him way ahead, because it's really important if you can do it in front lines to get the second like big point thing, because then if your opponent goes on the attack in the next round and they capture the first point, then they basically have to also capture the second point to equal you and then potentially to win. So if you can ever get the second point, like, sacrifice everything to get that. But aside from that, if it looks like you're not going to get the second point, then it's pretty much going to get down to who kills who better, right? Because if you both capture the first front line point, you're both going to get the extra points from that. It looks like this opponent finally bought an airborne squad, and between the M1 Garands and the 30 cal machine guns that come with the airborne squad, he's wiping out some of the paratroopers that this guy had. So there you go. Buy elite infantry, things work out for you. But yeah, so it's going to come down to kills pretty much. You get points for killing enemies. Enemies get points for killing you. Oh no! I'm yawning! Here comes the artillery barrage. So another thing, he potentially could have used his artillery better this game. He got some really good barrages in near the beginning, but after that you do have to, of course, keep microing your artillery. It's not going to fire on its own, because it'd be a nightmare if it did micro on its own. Is he gonna? He has 50 seconds. There's no way he's taking this last point in the last 50 seconds. He's certainly making a push for it, though. Oof. If I were him, I'd be trying to protect the tiger, and the tiger's down, so the enemy's gonna get the points, I believe, for killing that tiger, and boom, boom, things are blowing up. So this was maybe an ill-advised push at the last minute. But whatever. Whatever. Wow, look at that flamethrower. Oh, boom! That was not good. That's a lot of fire on the snow, and that's looking good for him. So yes, 13 seconds, 12 seconds, 11 seconds, 10, 9, 8. That's a weird shutout. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bing, 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 bing. So he killed a lot of infantry, and that's great. Recon vehicles. Though lightly armored, these vehicles are small and fast, making them perfect for reconnaissance, infantry support, and quick flanking. Oh, here we go. So round 2. Let's see how the defense goes. I'm putting my money on this guy because he's not going to buy conscripts. If we know him, he'll probably buy some good stuff. Yeah, look at that, paratroopers. So I'm glad we get to see whether my hypothesis about elite infantry on defense will prove to be correct, or whether I am, as usual, full of shit. Notice he also bought a single machine gunner. Those are very helpful, machine gunners being so powerful. And he's also singling out the people in his paratrooper squads with sandbags, and he's going to use those to set up extra defenses. Don't just rely on the trenches that you get right off the bat. If you can always set up sandbags, the more stuff you have to hide behind and the more places you have to make yourself annoying while the enemy's attacking, the better you're going to do. So use up all those sandbags that you get. Rifleman squads are great for this, or whatever, normal infantry squads are great for this because they get like 6 or 8 sandbags or something. So set up those sandbags everywhere. And they also give you good protection from artillery if your opponent's using that stuff. It's going to take at least... Oh no, yawn! Wow. I'm probably just going to fall asleep and die after this. It takes a artillery shell to wipe out the sandbags before they can do anything. Or if the artillery shell lands behind the sandbags, then you're screwed anyways. But the sandbags do protect you from artillery landing in front of the sandbags, because it'll protect you from the debris. So see how he's spreading out his people? Oh no, he was building a sandbag, but then he accidentally clicked on the guy who was building it. But see how he's spreading out his people? That's always good. Interestingly, we have no mines. There's a minute left, so he does have time to purchase a mine person and maybe start laying some mines, but it appears that our player does not prefer the minely, is not of the minely persuasion, is not a minosexual, is not mine crazy, he's not a fan of Minecraft. His favorite movie is not Enemy Mine. He doesn't, he prefers to drink beer instead of wine because wine rhymes with mine. When he watched Finding Nemo, when the seagulls were like, mine, 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 he was like, no, not mine. So yeah, no mines from this player, which is kind of an interesting choice. I'm not a huge minefield guy, but in front lines I'll do it. I'll buy the fuck out of those mines and I'll plant them everywhere. I'll be like, man, you want to walk up here? Surprise, bitch, it's gonna explode. It's gonna be kaboom in the room, and there's nothing you can do except for minesweepers and mine clearing, and you can run into the mines, and also you can avoid the mines, and you can bombard the mines with artillery. There's a lot of stuff you can do. So he buys a mortar too, a little belatedly. It would have been good to get this mortar in position. Looks like he's scrambling. So you want to spend all your bling bling ASAP, because if you spend like half your money and you're like, I'm going to see what I can do with half my money and I'm going to save the other half in reserve, that's no good. It's much easier for them to defend a force half the size than it is for them to defend a force the full size, where full size is, what's this, combat engineer? This is probably anti-personnel mines, because it looks like they've got 15 of them. So, oh look, he's placing them individually. I always click and drag. I didn't even know you could do that. I've never even tried to place the mines individually. I always just click and drag a minefield. That's hilarious. Wow. Today is a day of learning, which will go down in the annals of history. And now this is my new favorite tactic, because if you click and place them, they do not go in a regular geometric pattern that your opponent can divine just by knowing how the AI sets mines. So that's good to know. See, you thought this was just going to be a bunch of me yawning and not talking about anything, but we learned something from the internet today, you and me both. We can take this to our grave, and that's cool stuff. So he's probably just holding down he's not holding down the button. He's not clicking and dragging, he's just clicking. Huh, why didn't I never try that? Interesting. So yes, where is the enemy? Now he's finally doing something. He's bombarding, he's moving slowly, he's moving up with vehicles. This guy's going with a vehicle-based strategy, so the instant you see that, you're like, okay, he's going with a vehicle-based strategy and also bombardment. This AT gun, Pak-38, took out a GMG CCW. I don't know, that must be a mine clearing thing, because I've never heard of that. It just took out another one of those. If we can get a look at this, please go up so I can see what a GMC CC... It's a truck. Those are the trucks that were towing the artillery. So we have a shitlord on the attack right now, because he's just buying a bunch of artillery and bombarding this. That's a lot of fun until you realize you eventually have to attack. So The thing is, number one, if you're spread out a lot, then this artillery bombardment's not going to do a huge amount against you in the first place. Number two, they have to basically move in to know where to bombard with artillery, so they're going to at least lose some stuff. And if you're going to move in to see where to bombard with artillery, you might as well attack for realsies. Well, this is going to be crazy. Boom! Direct control right through the house, disintegrate the house, kill everybody in it. That was a ranger squad, and he's even got an MG42 set up over here to cover his Pak-38, and that mows down the rest of the rangers. And some fucking conscripts! Don't buy conscripts on the attack. They're not gonna... Well, okay. You can buy conscripts on the attack because they'll run into the minefield, so that's not quite as bad. But I would have hoped this guy learned his conscript lesson in the past. So he's taken some losses from artillery, but very few. The artillery has ceased for now. It's probably going to start coming. Boom! Here it comes again in on this Pak-38, so he should be moving Pak-38, maybe even more than he already is. And repositioning his people, but no big deal there. Boom! Uh-oh. That's the end of the people on the Pak-38, but the Pak-38 itself is alive. And at this range, the artillery is kind of inaccurate, so hopefully it won't hit the gun. This Alpha Abyss guy seems to be committing a lot of friendly fire. He just killed his own submachine infantry. Why am I yawning? Why? Why? I should just stop recording and re-record this entire video when I'm not asleep. Oh man, it's a vehicle blitzkrieg here. Another 2 more M20s. Wow. Here's a hint. The Flak 88 behind enemy lines is just gonna shoot all your vehicles. Like what do you think is gonna happen? They don't get the stronger the more you send. Here we go. It's a tank. Let's send a tank over here. No, there's an AT gun over here. Remember? He just lost a Greyhound too. I don't like. I'm a big proponent of light vehicles. I love light vehicles. I like light vehicles more than tanks. But you gotta be moderate in your use of them. God damn, he's losing conscripts to this mortar. He's losing conscripts left and right. He's losing conscripts to everything that can potentially kill conscripts. Once you know the opponent has long-ranged, powerful anti-tank weaponry in the form of the Pak-38 and the Flak 88, you don't send in light vehicles in areas that can be fired upon. And in such a narrow map, pretty much every area is an area that can be fired upon. So that's when you send in the infantry. And if it turns out the infantry are getting mowed down by the enemy infantry, then you use your light vehicles in a support role farther back where they can't get shot from the Flak 38 and the Flak 88. And if the Flak 38 and Flak 88 move up to try and hit your light vehicles, then it should be easier to kill them with your own infantry. Or with your artillery that you bought because you're a shitlord. Look, I'm sending in a tank. Let's see what happens. Oh, boom, the Pak 38 kills my tank. I'm being kind of mean to the attacking player because attacking is hard work. But he's just buying conscripts, which is a bad idea. I will never... Well, again, conscripts may be okay on the attack versus minefields, but still, come on, really? Come on. Look at all these people dying. This is ridiculous. We're up to 3,000 points for the defender versus 1,000 for the attacker. So if you can grab a couple thousand by taking the biggest frontmost victory, the big thing, you know what I'm talking about. If he can get that, then that'll help him come back. But there's no way he's getting there without taking a lot of losses. So we'll see how this works. Some Colt 45 just killed a paratrooper, so I'm not sure who gets a Colt 45, but I know conscripts don't. So this guy must have bought infantry better than that. Man, what is a Colt 45 even? Is it that pistol? Because if it's a pistol, it's weird that anyone would be using it. Maybe that was just like tank crew from one of the light vehicles that got killed. That's kind of funny. They get grease guns, I know. The tank crew in charge, like the tank commander, but I guess maybe the crew get pistols. Oh no, yawning. This guy's name. Oh, that machine gunner's name was George Gruen. Just in case you were worried about what his name was. I'm always worried about names. How many strategy games give a name to everybody? Close Combat gives a name to everybody, and Close Combat's awesome. And in fact, if you like Men of War, you might like Close Combat. Close Combat's much more realistic. It's a bit slower paced. It's got morale and stuff, so like your people can surrender and they can freak out and they can retreat and run away, or they can just go berserk and attack an enemy position. So it's more realistic like that. It's slower paced. The tank damage model is not as detailed, but you can sort of knock out tanks and stuff, and it's slightly more abstract. It's not like It's not like Men of War, we can click on everybody and like see how many bullets are left in their gun and stuff. You can click on everybody, see how much ammo they have left. If they run out of ammo, they just gotta retreat. They're not doing anything. But I don't know. Look up some close combat videos on the internet. It's a good series. They're still making them. Last stand ornament stuff. Boom! Those tanks are just going down. This Flak 88. What really puzzles me, really puzzles me, is that this entire match opened with a massive bombardment of artillery by the enemy, and he sent in 1 or 2 trucks, which suggests he had at least 1 or 2 artillery pieces. The #1 target for your artillery should be something like a Flak 88, which is not moving at all unless the person is like really on the ball, like this guy is right now. He's towing it with his truck, but this is the first time it's moved. The first target for your artillery should be something like a Flak 88. It's not like the Flak 88 can hide in a trench. The Flak 88 can barely even be behind sandbags or anything. That should be the first target. It's big, it's not going anywhere, you can decrew it and blow it up, it costs a lot of money. That should be what you're killing. And instead, he's just thrown tanks and light vehicles at this the entire game. It might work if he catches it off guard. Was that an artillery bombardment that shelled left? I think that was actually a tank shooting. So I don't know what happened to that artillery from the beginning of the game. Possibly he's just been... Oh no, another yawn. Okay, pretty much nobody's watching this video anymore. Everyone's just fallen asleep or gotten bored because I keep yawning at them. Oh wow, a croc, really? There's a croc Sherman somewhere. I guess the enemy artillery has probably just been, like, oh, here we go, bombarding nothing, I guess, right here. So, I mean, like, yeah, if you have artillery, use it, but really, if you have artillery, use it on the Flak 88. And this mortar just killed like 20 conscripts. What do you think? Okay, look, if you're not going to kill the Flak 88 with the artillery, at least kill the mortar with the artillery. Don't use it on enemy. Look at this guy just buying tank after tank, crocodile tank, when it can't even get close enough to use the flamethrower. This is brutal. This is like me being the enemy. I'm awful at this game. The enemy is awful at this game. Enemy's even worse than me. I might even, like, you thought I was the worst person who played Men of War? I'm not the worst person who plays Men of War. Hey, I'm especially not the worst person who plays Men of War because, like, the last few videos I posted I won, right? I think that's what happened. So, yeah, well, what's that guy's name? Ingemar Ingemar Wechsler? That's a badass name. My name is that's not a German. I'm Ingemar Wechsler. I'm not even a good German. This guy's name is Albrecht Rechler. That guy's name is Gunther Schluter's not so cool. Maximilian Gross, also not cool. It's just gross. Tim Kessler's just lame. Is Kessler a German name? Presumably it is. Otherwise it wouldn't be in the German name list. Germans were good at making lists. Oh, look at that! Big boom. That wasn't actually the Sherman he was aiming at, but who cares? Blow some shit up. So this guy hasn't captured any points yet. He's gotten 2 of them, or no, he's captured 1, and he's gotten 2 of them to neutral. But he's not making very much progress towards this big point. He's got 11 more minutes, so... Did he just kill 2 tank commanders? How do you do that? Did he kill 2 tanks? That's ridiculous. Wow, look at that. That's stupid. Look how... Because look, until you capture this forward point, the enemy stuff, when they buy it, is just going to spawn so far forward. Normally that's not a problem because the defenders have already purchased all their stuff by the time the match has started, and if they haven't, they're silly. But he had some hero units to spend, so he bought a stew, and boom, just popped in right there. So close, in fact, that he had to retreat with it, so that's cool. How do they have an AT infantry? Oh, AT infantry just is someone who comes with the Panzer Grenadiers. Beautiful. That's the name. So, what can we say about the opponent? He really likes tanks. He appears to really like artillery, and he likes conscripts. That is just so the opposite of what I think is the way to play Men of War. You know I'm always going on about, don't buy tanks, buy light vehicles, don't buy... Try maybe buy some... I'm not as big on the... I like elite infantry, but I never buy them because I'm stupid, but get... Infantry and light things are where the money's worth, or where the good stuff's at. Artillery and tanks, big tanks, you know, they're I don't like them. I don't like them so much. This stupid hulk of the Sherman is in the way. So he's trying to shoot through it. That's... The vehicle hulks are kind of strong. He's better off lobbing shots from the stew. Michael Letter, that's the tank crew. So I actually just yawned, but I yawned almost silently. So hopefully that's the remaining 3 people watching this video won't be put to sleep. I'll just, whenever you hear a gap in silence, it's probably me yawning. So we bought a veteran sniper sometime a while ago, because like, why not throw all your points into defense just like you throw them all into attack? If he can stop the guy from taking the frontmost point, like, it's a done deal. He's at defenders at 3,500 points, enemies at 1,000, so like, even if he does take the forward point, he's gonna be at a significant disadvantage. We'll have to boom! Sherman evaporates into smoke. Hey, look, Lollybo just messaged me. What's he saying? Does thinking burn calories? When I study too hard, I'm hungry as hell. No, I think the brain burns just as many calories not thinking as it does thinking. But what's funny is that he is in med school and I am not, so he should really know this shit. If anybody should. Look at all these light vehicles just going to, this is not cost-effective use. If those are conscripts on the left, I'm gonna fucking bust a nut. Not bust a nut, that's the wrong expression. I'm gonna be mad. Are these conscripts on the... Oh, look! Assault, SMG infantry assault recommended. Look, it's an assault squad. Thank you for finally buying a infantry squad that's maybe not worthless, but too little too late is what I'm suspecting. Yeah, unless you can make this work in like 8 minutes 16 seconds, I think we are going to have to bid adieu to you, good sir. You have lost this video game match of Men of War, and you will have to find something else to do. How? Wow, this guy's name is Klaus Puttkammer. Do you think they... do you think people make fun of you if your name is Puttkammer? Or is that just normal in Germany? Because if you come to America and you're in like 2nd grade and you're like, "Hi, I'm Klaus Puttkammer," people are just gonna be like, "That sounds like butt." And then you're gonna grow up sad and disaffected and you're gonna commit suicide or something in high school. But not my problem. Wow, Sherman dead to a Flak 88. This is just... what is even going on? He's just buying tanks and he's just... wow, look, the track is dead. He's hitting artillery on the Stu. That's not gonna... You're not gonna kill a Stu with artillery. Like, maybe a direct hit, like on the engine, would do it. But look, there's like crew injured. I bet the artillery doesn't even have armor-piercing shells. I bet it just has high-explosive shells, because the only artillery with armor-piercing shells is usually... well, actually some of it does come with armor-piercing shells. The Stu, for example, is artillery tank. It comes with armor-piercing shells, so it's slightly effective at shooting enemy tanks if you can manage to score a direct hit, which is always, you know, kind of a fuzzy thing. Some of the larger tanks, it's not too tough to get a direct hit. And one of the benefits of using artillery to attack tanks, if you have an armor-piercing shell, is that you do hit the top armor. Wow, the attacker is so not effective that our defender has taken this leftmost point back from the attacker. So we're down to 1 point captured by the attacker so far in this round. I think we can go ahead and call this one victory for the Zavamok. This guy's name is Lothar Unra. That's pretty badass. That might be one of the best. Lothar. Nobody... Really? Back in the 1940s people were named Lothar? I don't know. Maybe it's a thing. Flak 88's got armor-piercing rounds, but that's because it's more of a giant, massive AT gun than it is artillery. Because it fires in a straight line rather than in an arc. Although, of course, everything fires in an arc in Men of War. Everything's fully ballistic. Actually, I don't think the infantry weapons are fully ballistic. But all the ballistic weapons, like all the tank weapons, are fully ballistic. But obviously, you can tell the difference between firing straight and firing in an arc, like the actual artillery. Blam, blam, blam. And look, we're back to mowing down conscripts. Honestly, conscripts are cheap because they suck. They are so bad. They are literally the only thing a conscript is good for is something you need a warm body for and nothing more. So they can blow up mines, they can capture points, and that's it. That's it. They can crew stuff, and that's it. So, conscripts, am I right? So the lesson here is elite infantry pretty much owns. Minefields on the defense pretty much own, even against elite infantry. And we saw that mostly because in the first match the minefields did not own because they were not used effectively. So use them effectively and they own, even against elite infantry. Conscripts don't own. Flak 88s basically own. On the attack, artillery does not own, at least not if you don't use it very well at all. And throwing light vehicles and tanks continuously at the enemy does not own. Look at this grenade, that's gonna kill some people. Nope, they're both dead. Now they're just disintegrated, so now nobody has to bother carrying their body back to the funeral home. So really, that grenade did them a favor. Sort of. I gotta give props to the German player for playing a nice couple of rounds. Gotta give props to the opponent for not giving up. A lot of people are just like, man, I didn't do very well in that. Well, I don't know if a lot of people are like this. Sometimes people are like, man, I didn't do very well in that first round of Frontlines. I'm just gonna quit. But that's your time to come back. Maybe the opponent's not better than you. Wow, look at that. It's James Bond with his little pistol. Dun 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 dun. Oh, he's dead. I believe the Stu-42 incinerated him. That was like the company heroes officer. In the first company heroes, the Wehrmacht had an officer they could build that doesn't do jack shit, and you should never build him. But he was really funny because he ran around with his little pistol, his Luger firing at people. He was comedy relief, basically. What was I talking about before this? Don't just drive a bunch of tanks at the enemy? Is that what I was saying? Oh no, sometimes, every once in a while, maybe someone will quit front lines because they're like, I didn't do too good in this attacking round. I'm just gonna quit because I don't want to bother defending and then still losing. But the thing is, number one, your opponent might be worse at one or the other. I know I mean, everybody's worse at attacking, I think. It's because it's just harder. You don't get minefields and stuff to set up. I think everybody's worse at attacking. Or at least it's harder. And then even if they aren't worse at attacking because it's harder, maybe they're worse at something just because they're worse at something. Maybe they got lucky a bunch in the first round, you didn't really realize it. Maybe they used up all their mojo. Maybe they have multiple personality disorder, and the personality that played the first match is, yeah, really a tank destroyer. And the personality that played the first match is gone, and a new personality, which is a scrub, has taken over. You never know. There's all these sort of opportunities for you to seize victory from the jaws of defeat. And even if you don't win, Men of War is so much fun. You should just be playing it not for the victory, because God knows if I only played Men of War to win, I would very quickly give up Men of War. But wow, this guy, our German defender took back every single point. There's been zero progress for the attacker. So don't play Men of War to win. Well, play it to win, but don't play it only if you're going to win. Play it all the time to win, but not only if. Great. So this guy's name is Adolf Frank, one of the last people in Germany ever to be named Adolf, because we all know what happened after World War II, and why people would stop naming their kids Adolf, because, well, I don't know. I guess no one's ever going to top the Hitler. You can't do better than him, so don't even bother. You're just setting your kid up for failure. Frank Schlesinger. People are still named Schlesinger, but that's the last name. You can't get rid of that. You can get rid of the Hitler last name, I think. All of Hitler's relatives are like, yeah, let's not keep the name. Let's maybe change it when we get married. I don't know what Hitler's relatives do. I don't keep in touch with them. They've never been very close to my family. We're Jews, so we don't have a lot of friends in the sort of the SS or anything like that. It's just how that works out. I mean, maybe we did, but the people who were friends with them in our family got killed in the Holocaust, so, you know. Yeah. Awkward. Awkward at reunions. If they were there, because they'd be dead. And dead people anywhere. Or, gee, you know, they smell bad. Maybe they're zombies, maybe they're just corpses. Ashes don't smell very bad, but that doesn't really count as dead people. That just counts as what used to be dead people. So this got pretty morbid pretty fast. I'm hungry in addition to being sleepy. My voice hurts a little bit. I've been talking for 48 minutes, and I hope you enjoyed watching this match of Men of War. I certainly enjoyed watching it. I have a newfound appreciation for just using elite infantry. I like to sprinkle them in, but this guy has bought nothing but the entire game, so I'm not sure how well it would work against better players. Possibly he's been doing this the entire time, every time he sent me a match, so maybe we can go back and watch his previous matches. I have bad memory for this sort of thing. But yeah, maybe try it out yourself. Only purchase Panzer Grenadiers and Fallschirmjägers and Airborne and Rangers and Commandos and all that good stuff and Royal Marines, and see how it works for you. The end. I hope you... And did I already say I hope you enjoyed this video? Wow, he killed a lot more infantry. That's what conscripts get you. If I didn't say I hope you enjoyed this video already, then I did hope you enjoyed this video. Look at that little Jeep that could. Just kidding, it couldn't. It got blown up. Now there's no more Jeep. Everybody in the Jeep is dead.